All right, Arsenal have gone ahead to offer Jorginho a new contract, and I tell you, it has been really growing. And I want to obviously give credit to the Footy Insider. I think it's Football Insider. They're the first ones, obviously, drop this hint of a story at the end of March that Arsenal is planning to obviously offer this Italian Magnifico a new contract. And guess what? They've gone ahead to offer him the contract, and it's really one of those moments that has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and David Austin, and that's why we've gone ahead obviously coming through to obviously bring you this story here onto the Arsenal News Show and the Rokani Media Football. Strictly talking Arsenal, no other team. I thank God for the gift of life and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. For everyone who is doing a very good job of subscribing to this channel, we obviously thank you to the fullest because we really love everything you really want to do. And thank you for obviously subscribing, because as we speak right now, we are left with 74 subscribers to hit 21,000 subscribers, and it has all been courtesy of you pushing this channel to obviously take us to those levels that we are at right now. And the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. To the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Let's see close to 300 likes smashing this video, and let's start it off with David Austin. But I want to first give credit to the Foot Insider, and I think, was it Peter O'Rourke that went ahead obviously break that story, that obviously it's really going to be very important for us not to renew the contract of this guy. In this conversation, we also have the agent of Jorginho speaking a lot about him and the people down. And the people down. And the people down in Italy, and what they have to say about this guy's transfer to Italy, as long as Arsenal is giving him a new contract. So it's going to be a Jorginho talk only. Now, we are having a David Austin saying that exclusive. Arsenal offer Jorginho new contract and midfield expected to sign it. Existing terms run until June with option for a further year, but fresh deal rewards 32-year-old importance to Arsenal. That means Arsenal have gone ahead to make fresh rewards to Jorginho as a player. And for Jorginho as a player, he will obviously go down in history as one of those players that have gone ahead to come in through and obviously put in what we call a very huge impact at the side of Arsenal. I tell you, his impact has been sounding, his impact has been good, and it has gone ahead to obviously pay off dividends. And for Arsenal, they are really excited with him. He has gone ahead to feature in 28 Premier League games this season, 9 Champions League games. I think he played in 1 Carabao Cup. Then I think he played in 2 Carabao Cup games. Then he had to play into the FA Cup 1 game. So he has gone ahead obviously be regularly available every time the manager has gone ahead obviously need his services, and his experience is really paramount. One of the reasons as to why Arsenal is keeping this guy, it's because of his leadership skills and his experience. I tell you, his experience is really huge when it comes to really winning, because he won a Champions League with he won a Champions League with Chelsea, then after went ahead to win the Euros with Italy, and it shows you that he's really a perennial winner, and he's really wanted. He has gone ahead to lift, I think, the Premier League also at Chelsea. So he's really one of those players that you really anticipate that he'll obviously come in through and really put in a very good shift every time you need him through. And such players shouldn't be scarce at a team like Arsenal, who are really building towards winning, because you need players whose winning mentality is really high and they command huge respect. Because in that hierarchy of the captaincy of Arsenal, we all know that Odegaard is the captain, you know. Then the vice captain, I think, is Gabriel Jesus. Then Jorginho takes center stage in there for you. There is Declan Rice and Zinchenko. So that is the hierarchy, and it shows you the leadership in that dressing room. It all has huge experience and winning experience. For Odegaard, he's not all that a perennial winner, but we all know his talent, and him being given to be the captain of the Norwegian national team at the age of 18, that meant a lot for him as a player, and what he was going to hit to be doing left, right, and center in there for you. So that's what I was going to hit to make Jorginho a very impactful player. And guys, I tell you, at Arsenal, no player plays like Jorginho. I say it again, no player at Arsenal plays like Jorginho. You might hate him or love him, but he's a player that really looks nice into that midfield of Arsenal. He has gone ahead to act as a very good backup and a very good backup in that CDM area, and he has gone ahead to obviously make good examples. You know, he's an Declan Rice is an understudy of Jorginho, not in starting or into the hierarchy of Arsenal, but in learning from him as a CDM, because at the age of 24-25, Declan Rice needs to learn a lot into that game of football, because Jorginho's experience is really immense, and everyone is going to obviously idealize the guy, and is an ardent fan of Jorginho because of what Jorginho is going to really experience in all big games. You're going to hate to see him represent. Now, what has Fabrizio Romano had to say about this contract that's going to be offered to Jorginho? Fabrizio has said the negotiation is advanced for Jorginho to extend his stay at Arsenal. More will follow in the next days, but talks are advancing well, and Jorginho is happy at Arsenal. So they are confident to continue together. I'm not aware of contacts with Juventus, honestly, despite what's being reported elsewhere. So Jorginho is already in talks with Arsenal, and obviously it's now pending for him to obviously put pen to paper. Looks like the contract is really improved. In nowadays, players like Jorginho can really play until 40 years. Look at Real Madrid. I think Arsenal are trying to emulate what Real Madrid have gone ahead to do with Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. Those players, one of them is hitting 39 years of age, that is Luka Modric, and Toni Kroos is hitting 35, 36 years of age. But with Modric playing his last season at Real Madrid, Toni Kroos is expected to really announce his stay at Real Madrid next week as they play against Bayern Munich, because he still has a lot to offer for the game of football. That's how good that player is going to hit to be. So as it looks, it shows you that big players and age, you should really have them if at all you want to really win these trophies. I tell you, if you're having experienced players, there is no way you suffer. Look at how Toni Kroos unlocks that defense of Bayern Munich yesterday for the first goal that Vinicius Jr. scores, I think, in the 34th minute. That is what we call pure class of a player, and you would love to be having such players with you every time. So that is really huge, and I take that as a very huge compliment in there for you. And Jorginho being offered a new contract is a very huge move in the right direction for the side of Arsenal. As I tell you, very many clubs are really interested in him. Barcelona was hugely interested into this player. That is it. Barcelona was hugely interested into this player, and if a player is wanted by Barcelona, you get to know that he still has the quality, and with his experience would have gone ahead to get into that midfield and play alongside what's the name of the guy who left Chelsea? Gundogan. Sorry, who left Man City? Gundogan, Pedri, and Jorginho. What a midfield that will be, because Jorginho is a press-resistant player and Barcelona likes to play that kind of football. Now, Barcelona will have to look for someone else, because Jorginho is going to have to be kept by the side of Arsenal because of how they've going to have to see his role. The assessment has been made and they believe they need to keep this player for some other year. So we want to wait and see how much is going to be offered to Jorginho. And I think for Arsenal, it gives them a very good bargaining power. That give him a 2-year contract with a further option year, right? Then next season, you can cash in for him. If at all you feel like you want to get in money, it's also very, very possible, you know, into that ilk. Now, when we go to Jorginho and Italy has come out and really reported the following, that there have been phone calls in the last month between Guintoli and Jorginho. The Italian international has given his willingness to transfer to Juventus. The register will leave Arsenal in June for free, despite the Gunners trying to keep hard on him. So Arsenal needed to act quick, because Italy, in Juventus, they wanted him. And it looks like Gintoli, who is like the sporting director of Juventus, was like calling him and telling him, please, we have a spot for you here and we're going to be playing the Champions League. Can you please come back and start playing home? And Arsenal saw like, we shouldn't lose out on a midfielder of this quality on a free. Because if he goes right now, Arsenal doesn't earn any money. But I guarantee you, if Arsenal tie him on a contract and performs better next season, teams will be willing to offer like £15 million for Jorginho. I tell you this. They will be willing to offer £15 million for Jorginho. Now, his agent said, we will discuss with Arsenal about his contract being due to expire in June. It's a priority. Arsenal have a fantastic group, and we will see if they need him for next season. Returning to Italy, why not? One day, maybe. That was Radio Sportevia via Fabrizio Romano. So, the agent was like, they're happy at Arsenal, and finally, or haven't been, sorry. This is what the agent said. That's the agent's talk, and it shows you that the agent is willing to obviously stay at Arsenal on any day that really passes by. And that shows you his willingness to obviously stay at Arsenal and really keep everything going into the right direction and putting in a well-required shift into the mix. So we wait and see how all that is going to be panning out at the stadium of Emirates after keeping up this guy, because very many teams have gone ahead to show interest in really signing Jorginho. But the agent was like, maybe one time we'll go back to Italy, and if Arsenal never responded, maybe they were not willing to obviously not go back to Italy. They would have gone ahead back to Italy and really give what we call a very huge goal into the mix. So that's all about Jorginho and his new contract. But the huge question is, if Jorginho is staying, what is it all about with Thomas Partey and the man known as Fabrizio Romano has been obviously told us that some fans have also asked me about how this deal might affect Thomas Partey's future, but my understanding is that this is a separate topic, not linked to Jorginho. It will be discussed after the end of the season. Now, for Thomas Partey, I know very many hints are really gonna be put up, but for me, if Arsenal keeps Thomas Partey, that will be the level of unseriousness that I've never gone ahead to see, right? Because if you are a player, if you are a team like Arsenal and you're vying for bigger things, why do you keep a player who is really not readily available? Jorginho has gone ahead to obviously be there. He has proved, and that's why he needs to obviously stay. Thomas Partey, for all the others have been at Arsenal, I don't think he's worth keeping at the club of Arsenal. So for me, I think a very good choice has gone ahead to be made by Arsenal. Offer Jorginho a new contract. He's readily available, and we wait to see how things are really panning out. And there is another factor that people haven't gone ahead to obviously know why they are keeping this guy around. Maybe he's the reason as to why Havertz has gone ahead to obviously really settle in at Arsenal more easily and quickly. That is it. It might be one of the factors as to why Arsenal have gone ahead to say, all right, we need to offer this guy a new contract because of what has gone ahead to do in there. And I really think about it that way, that Jorginho and Kai Havertz are really best buddies. He has gone ahead to give Kai Havertz a very good go, and maybe they are willing to keep him here for one more season. After keeping him here for one more season, then Kai Havertz would have gone to settle in well at Arsenal, because one of the things that have gone ahead to affect players in their careers is the hospitality and how they settle in at the club. If Kai Havertz has gone ahead to settle in like that, then it's because of Jorginho, as they've been best friends, or they were best friends at Chelsea, and they extended their friendship at Arsenal. You remember when Jorginho was asked how he felt when Kai Havertz was asked on how he felt when Jorginho was obviously told on his leaving the side of Chelsea, and he left him there in the summer of in the winter transfer window of 2023. He was like, I felt out of place because he was my favorite guy and I really missed him. So guys, your thoughts on Arsenal offering Jorginho a new contract are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think it's really a wise decision made by Arsenal or it's a move in a wrong direction. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I'm out.